Sorry that I was born in a trailer in the swamp.
3, 2, 1.
All right, welcome back to Server Restart In. It's a weekly World of Warcraft podcast where three opinionated players get together to discuss their thoughts and opinions about the current state of the game. My name is Jim. I'm joined by Kristen.
Hello.
And Brian.
Hello.
And it's finally happened.
It's happening.
Your balls dropped?
Yes. Yes.
Congratulations. Absolutely. That's amazing.
Yes, they have dropped. No, 9.1 has been announced June 29th. 12 days after the fucking announcement.
Yay.
Thanks for the fucking heads up.
Wait, what?
That's
What?
really actually
They announced it
that's
12 days before it's coming out.
Oh, yeah. I'm surprised. Don't they have to do a PvP thing? Isn't it usually 2 weeks before the PvP thing?
I thought it was a week.
I thought it was 2. I always thought it was 2.
That was too.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was 12 days because it was the 6th, 7th. It would have been the 17th. It would have been Thursday that I found out.
Yeah.
And
Maybe.
Maybe they announced it 2 days before and nobody noticed. I don't know.
I would be very surprised if nobody noticed that, just because it seems like everybody's been waiting with bated breath for. I don't even know what's gonna happen with 9.1. I haven't paid any attention, so you're gonna have to tell me.
I was reading through. I don't even know anymore. I was reading through some of the stuff, like on the announcement, and for whatever reason, I had that stupid voice from like the fucking feature trailers that they put out, where it's like, blah, 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 do this. Whatever guy does like the voiceovers for like their feature trailers, it was in his voice, and I didn't.
I don't even know what it is.
I don't know. I didn't like it.
Like the guy that does the introductions to all the races when you start a new class?
No, it was like when like the new maybe it was from like BlizzCon or something like that, but when like they were talking about like the different features coming out in 9.1, when they had like that big promo video, it's like, explore the new zone, blah, 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 unlock flying, it's just like some guy that's just like announcing the stuff. And for whatever reason, that's the voice that was going on in my head as I was reading it. And I don't know why.
That's funny.
No.
That would never happen to me because I don't remember that guy's voice at all.
Have you looked at any of the raid stuff coming out?
I have not looked at the raid. I know that Sylvanas is the last boss in the raid because I was looking at the raid schedule, which normal and heroic come out in June 6th.
June?
July
Okay.
6th. Whatever. You knew what I meant. Damn it. But no, I haven't really like looked at any of the mechanics.
There is an awesome looking armored Blanchie in black and gold armor. It looks awesome. And it's just a rare mount, it says.
Is it
not 100% drop?
Who's it drop off of?
Oh, well, actually, it's in the mall, maybe? I thought it said it was in the Chains of Dominion. Okay, Chains of Dominion is the patch.
It's the patch, yeah.
Yeah, and so...
Yeah, so there's a rare in the mall that it has a chance to drop off of. It looks awesome.
So you have to go through your Covenant quest stuff to unlock flying, and that will unlock it on account-wide for every character that's purchased, was it Master Riding or whatever the one that gives you flying. Yeah, so that's good. Apparently the ability to mount in the maw, I want to say that it was character bound, like not account bound. Like you had to like go through part of the story to do it, to unlock it. I read it.
Well, okay, that's fine, but the maw mount.
Not the maw mount, just any mount.
No, any mount.
Oh,
yeah,
you don't have to use one of those mounts. You can just use any.
Yeah,
once you, and it's just part of the quest chain to unlock Korthia, I think.
Yeah, I can imagine they gate that hard because people get pissed.
Well, they're putting in the stuff to where you can skip, like alts can skip to the 9.1 stuff, so they don't have to do all.
And catch up too. They have catch up gear and everything for it.
Oh, I don't know about catch up gear.
I think they're ketchup gear.
Maybe mustard gear.
I knew that was coming. I knew
the whole condiment crew.
The mayo gear.
Oh no!
They go to the mayo
ketchup gear. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm not
sorry though. Born in a trailer in the swamp.
Oh my gosh!
So yeah, Sylvanas. I guess she's the end boss. I don't know what happens. She's got. The bow drops, and
gambling it. She won't die.
The bow's gonna drop, and she's gonna have a legendary bow or whatever, and I think it's upgradable if you do higher
legendary,
versions. Or maybe mythic is a legendary one, like you can upgrade to.
Really?
Maybe it's not. I thought it. Maybe
Damn
it's
it, Jim.
No, it is.
Make a decision already. I just got excited. Now I'm not anymore.
I'm pretty sure it is a legendary, and it's for hunters only.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense. So,
I guess it makes sense.
Talking about
hunters aren't rangers, so that's kind of bullshit.
Talking about Sylvanas being the boss, kind of makes me think about what's going to happen, right? Like, can Sylvanas be redeemed, right? And should she be redeemed? And
I don't think she's done anything wrong.
Oh my god. Okay, she's your waifu. We know.
Well, I think the big thing about her is that I don't think anybody understands whether or not she's done anything wrong or not yet. I think there's way too much mystery there. It's not that evident. You know what I mean? She's
making faces in some of those cutscenes like she knows she's doing something wrong.
Yeah, and that's the only thing that gives it away.
Yeah,
and she's
making like, oh shit.
It just sucks. It sucks because the past expansions have given her this idea that she's just
right.
Huge balls, does anything or whatever, and then now it's like, oh, let me second guess my decisions.
Right.
I've gotten this far.
Yeah.
Right. So I was talking to somebody about this. One of the people that I play Final Fantasy with, who also happens to play WoW too. We were talking about this Sylvanas stuff, and we were talking about what could happen as far as if there is some sort of redemption. And they were talking about having her take the jailer's place.
We've already done that. We did that 2 expansions ago where fucking Illidan became the jailer of the Titans. I mean, it's like we don't need if they do. I mean,
we've already done the war chief being a bad guy. It's not like there's not precedence for
Yeah, why is it always?
It's always the Horde. Come on, shake it up a little bit.
Man. Thrall wouldn't be such a big pussy about everything.
It's like, sure, they got Anduin being corrupted and all that stuff, and there's some pretty neat artwork of him looking all Death Knighty, but
there's not. It's not by his
choice.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, technically, it kind of wasn't Sylvanas' choice either.
I mean, she made the choice to work with the jailer. Let's be real. She made the choice to work with the jailer. She might not like where his the fact that he's willing to go as far as he is, and but she made that choice.
I mean, nobody really knows what the true purpose or end goal is for that dude anyways. Like,
right.
Okay, so he wants to redo death or the mechanism of death or whatever it is, but okay. Just because you got shit on, like,
what if he just wants
even in the beginning, like, he got banished for a reason.
Yeah.
What was his reasoning then?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If he wasn't banished at that point, why the hell was he trying to do something shady anyways?
What if he wasn't trying to do something shady? What if he just didn't want there to be death, right? So then all the Shadowlands people got all super pissed because then they're out of a job if there's no death. So they're like, nope, we're going to lock him away because he's all,
Well,
we can't have that.
We can't have that.
Again,
come on. I need my paycheck.
In the eye of,
the beholder,
everybody else, Which eye though? They have like 9, right?
The jailer, the eye of the jailer.
Oh, okay.
Eye of the jailer.
Odin's eye.
His brown eye.
What?
Oh my, his brown eye.
Yeah. Oh Jesus.
There's a big butthole floating around everywhere.
Oh my goodness. Oh no.
So when it locks
Now
you
it's-
down, it's really
That was
just
a
shit.
shitty,
Now
that was
it's-
a shitty deal.
Now
wasn't it?
it's
Oh
in
my
my
God.
head, and now I can't stop seeing it. Thank you.
Is that a chocolate starfish?
I just see.
No, it's the brown eye.
I just see Odin like bent over, and just you see. Just
Oh,
sees-
hey now.
Yeah.
Goodness.
I mean, you said it. It wasn't me.
Look into the Shadowlands. All right.
But it's like
That was nasty.
we're seeing things from one side, and maybe Sylvanas is right. Maybe everything we see is way too small picture. Maybe maybe she's looking at things at a cosmic scale somehow.
That's what I mean. There's got to be something else going on or at play.
You say,
Yeah.
I mean, but things like that are beyond the ken of mere mortals. You know, so
Not when you know there's going to be another expansion all the time, Jim.
I know.
Okay.
I don't know.
This might be the last one.
Yeah, right.
They're gonna
Yeah,
do a
right.
crossover expansion with Final Fantasy.
Oh my god.
There'll be another turtle that comes out of the fog
Yeah.
somewhere in the ocean that we'll go to for 2 years.
Yeah.
God,
Another planet we'll visit for another 2 years. Sir Harris will come out of his chains in
I feel like
a few years.
I feel like this would have been like the Shadowlands would have been the end of the last expansion where all of a sudden we go to the Shadowlands would have just been a great place to start WoW 2. Remember when that was a thing? WoW 2. Oh my god.
I mean,
Man.
what was I was reading about something about another game. It was like another MMO, and they like people have talked about like a sequel, and they're like, there's no reason to do a sequel.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. I don't remember which one it was. I thought it was an MMO, and I don't know if it was. It's one that's out now. I don't remember if it was Final Fantasy or whatnot, but I mean, like with WoW, the only thing like WoW 2 would bring is like upgraded game
like
engines
hardware
and stuff like that.
yeah.
You know, and it's just like,
and they've already did that kind of in place already.
yeah.
Maybe they
so,
wouldn't
Well,
have-
that's what I mean. It's like
yeah.
there's no reason to do like a WoW 2. You know what I
Right.
mean? It's
Well,
like
that's why it's
Right.
funny. It's funny you say that because one of the old developers on EverQuest that I was watching on Twitch, I think his name is a Loving Robot is what his name is on Twitch. But he was interviewing somebody that worked on the original EQ that wound up going to EQ2, and what they were kind of talking about how when they went through and created EQ2, the designers didn't take the world of EverQuest as they knew it and then brought it up to that timeline. Like they were redoing visually, they were redoing stuff in a different way, and like they knew it would piss off players and all kinds of stuff,
Right.
but wouldn't listen. But there wasn't a lot of classic EQ developers and designers that went to EQ2. Therefore, the game almost was like recreated essentially in a whole different world.
well,
Even though it was in the same world, and that's like, it just doesn't work. I mean, it's you know
well,
what I mean?
yeah, you say it doesn't work, but it can work if you do it correctly, right? If you take a world and then, like if EQ2 was gonna be several hundred years after like the main event in EverQuest, and then you had some sort of story for like cataclysm style things that change the face of the earth, kind of, you know what I mean? Like change like the terrain and all that stuff, and like cities were destroyed and new cities came up. You know what I mean? It's just like, you know,
It's just a new
work.
game at that point, and the same
Yeah.
IP, you know?
Well, it's the
Yeah.
same thing with Baldur's Gate 3, right? Baldur's Gate 3 takes place 100 years after the last events of Baldur's Gate 2.
Yeah, no, I mean, arguably, I would say like non-MMOs, that works great, but like
Yeah.
persistent world MMOs, yeah, I don't see.
Oh, MMOs shouldn't have sequels.
Yeah.
They
You know,
really shouldn't.
like-
They already do. I mean, they have a continuing storyline, so there's no reason to.
well, Yeah, but like, I mean, you can see like, I guess Guild Wars and Guild Wars 2 did it, and Guild Wars 2 completely changed it.
Well, they completely changed their whole gameplay style. You know,
Yeah.
like they went
and
from.
I would even argue their monetary model or whatever, probably supported that a lot better than a subscription game. Whereas, like, really, are you doing in the case of WoW, if it is to remain subscription based, well, then you're just cannibalizing your product line at that point.
Yeah.
And you're double the money to even do anything. So
I don't think WoW 2 is ever going to happen.
I won't lie. If they ever had the opportunity to do a WoW 2, what I'd really love to see is the world actually be to the scale that it's meant to be, and not like a board game scale. You know what I mean? Like when you imagine that you ride through, I want to say Westfall because I don't really have. I always imagine Westfall, the way it was made, would have been bigger when you think of scale, right? Now maybe it was big when in Classic when you had to run around everywhere, but even then, like,
it was only so big. Like
when you think of transitioning between environments and stuff like that, the vast array of land and geography and how it changes into those different biomes or whatever you want to call it, stuff like that. I'd love to see a game of that scale more so than what it is now, because at that point, like, one, I mean, the tech's there to do it. Two, give me more in-depth gameplay around the environment and lore and stuff like that, in the sense of like we were talking about Classic and how involved it is to be on little adventures,
right?
But redone in a way that's more like, really in it. I don't know how to explain it.
Well, it's like, I get what you're saying. Like, you go into Westfall and
in any zone, right?
Any zone. Like, well, some of the zones feel like, was it the one south of Elvenwood where the
Elvenwood
or Darkshire?
Duskwood. Yeah.
That's the one where the Abomination runs around on the path. That one is a fairly large zone, and it feels like right. But you are right, though. It's like you cross over, and then, like, bam, you're in the zone. There's, like, no transition. It's not like when you're traveling through, like, an actual forest, and you come out of the forest into, like, another area. You know what I mean? I get that. Like, the transitions are very stark and very sudden, and each zone doesn't necessarily feel like it blends into the next zone because it's fast. You know what I mean? It's like the transitions are just, you're changing into the next map, and then now you're on that piece of land, and it's just like,
reality is they're never going to do that. So I don't even, there's no value in talking about it, but in my mind, that would be really cool. I mean, only because I would love to experience the world in the way that it's probably meant to look from a story perspective. So, and less of a, carnival style.
Yeah. And that's the thing. It's like, they want all the zones to be different while you're playing the game, so that there is a contrast between them.
Well, not to mention that, like, they originally intended not to do zones like EverQuest had. So to do one full persistent world, like, they probably didn't have much of a choice other than to try to scale things down. So that's why, like, Stormwind probably doesn't look as big as it probably intends to be in the story and is represented in the movie at one point. So, but it is what it is.
Yeah, and like, it's the same thing too with the capital cities, right? It's like they try to give it a scale, but like once they introduced flying, that kind of all went away. Once you introduce flying and faster travel and all that stuff, it's like the world shrank.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, and that's kind of the thing. Like, you were talking about how, whatchamacallit, the area with the dead mines.
Westfall.
Thank you.
Westfall, yeah.
Westfall. You would like it to see it, be bigger, but So what? It's going to take you a day in real time to get across. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Yeah, I mean it's the same way. Even for like, even if you go back and look at Skyrim, Skyrim might be a large game, but it's still like, it's not the scale I imagine that people probably have when they perceive things like that. You know what I mean? It's just, I mean, it's probably wrong to even try and consider that might be an option. But yeah, I mean, if it were to take real time to go that far and travel in a game, I mean, that's like, personally, I would enjoy that level of.
But that feels like almost like an outdated thing. You know what I mean? Like nowadays, everybody is all about everybody's all about getting through and stuff in digestible chunks, right?
Right.
So
well, not to mention that, like, even those scenarios. I mean, because like if you go back and look at Ultima Online originally, even though they had a portal system, like mages could port people to any location on the map, right? As long as, I think in caves you were limited maybe, but otherwise you could port anywhere. As long as you marked that spot, you could always port back to it. Even with that, there was still that critical or path of least resistance type scenario in computing where all the players gathered in one city. There was 7 cities, but they were all dead except for one, because everybody gathered there to sell stuff. So it's still going to be a situation like that, and even worse if you do cut it off more that way. So I don't know. It is what it is. Yeah,
it's frustrating because it's like you want kind of a world like I always think
that immersion. I want to be immersed in it.
I want a world like in Ready Player One, right? Like, you know what I mean? That's what I want. I want to be in, like, you know, one of those cool suits and like have the haptic feedback. And,
I thought you meant a camper trailer and play games.
No,
never mind.
No, I just mean like in the book Ready Player One. Like, I didn't see the movie yet, so I don't know how it translated.
I only watched the movie. I didn't read the book.
I don't know how it translated to the big screen, but
the big screen.
But I enjoyed the book very much. But anyway, yeah, I mean, like I would like that but it feels like you don't accomplish very much. And I guess we have to shift maybe the paradigm of what exactly is an accomplishment, right? Maybe just getting to the house 6 miles away is an accomplishment. You know what I mean? As opposed to, you know...
They need to make it more like Skyrim, right? Because Skyrim is a large area, and if you run on foot or take a horse, it takes you a while to get there. And, like, it's like the overworld is like one big zone, right? It's like there's no transitions. You know, and it's like when you go up into the Barrows, you go up the mountain and it starts to get snowy, or you come down and you go through the forest and then you come out into the plain. You know what I mean? Like, that's like a good world design because it feels...
You know what's funny is I feel like the original world, they did pretty well. Like, if you remember the way the wetlands coast into the Dwarven Mountains and stuff like that, they actually did geography design very well, I thought. But I don't know. Maybe that's just a case of like having to run everywhere.
Yeah,
made the world just go bigger.
It definitely does. Like we were talking about Ashenvale. That's the name, right?
Yes.
Yes. That zone feels ginormous. I don't remember. I don't play in the old world that often.
I know.
But those zones feel huge, and that one actually does transition into what Stone Talon pretty good because you got to go through like a mountain pass. You know, when you run through it to go to Dark Shore, you're running along a road and you go through some mountains. When you go through down into the Barrens, you go through like some mountains, like a mountain pass or whatever into the Barrens. Like, and granted, it kind of changes from like the forest stuff to like the barren plains type thing. So like, the transitions aren't necessarily that smooth, as far as like, it's like you're in a different zone because everything's kind of changed, and you can see that the delimiter between the two. But when you're in there, though, like especially when you're in the fucking Barrens, the Barrens you could run around for in days and not see anybody.
That area was very, very frustrating. Definitely.
Wait, can I go back and make a correction on some of your Sylvanas chat from earlier?
What I get wrong this time?
No, you're right. She drops legendary in every difficulty.
But does the legendary item level change?
Yes. So yeah, it's like Raid Finder says it's 220, normal's 233, and 246, and 259.
That's
the cool thing is there's an upgrade item to go with it from normal up to mythic. So it looks like if you run heroic, you can get the upgrade item to take the normal to the heroic version if you have it.
Okay, yeah. So it was kind of like the Pantheon trinket in Legion. You could get the item to make it legendary.
Oh, okay.
Because that was the thing. Like it was an epic item, and you could get something that would make it legendary.
Oh, that Amonthul's vision. They got that listed here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. So I mean, that's interesting, and that's great for fucking hunters. But I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of sucks. What a hunter has already had.
A legendary.
Has already had their legendary before. Well, although they didn't have it for long, to be honest. Like, that last patch wasn't really long enough and fair enough to have a legendary. But
which one are you talking about? The one in Molten Core?
What was Molten Core?
The arrow or the bow that made its own arrows at the end, and when you got that off the.
No, I was talking about the legendary bow from BC at the very last patch of BC in Sunwell.
Oh yeah, I have that Thorndal. Yeah. I have it on my hunter.
Oh, maybe that's.
I went in. I got so lucky. I went in just on a whim and got it, and that was the one I was farming, and I got it.
That's
and I was
it, Jim. That's the one you're talking about.
Thorndal.
Yeah, duh.
Yeah.
What the fuck you guys talking about Molten Core for?
I wasn't talking about Molten Core.
You guys weird.
Kristen.
Fucking Molten Core.
Wait. Wait. I didn't say anything about Molten Core.
Just stop talking about Molten Core. Okay.
Damn it. I hate you guys.
No, that's pretty cool. I mean, it kind of sucks that same situation. Like I kind of wish they would do. I thought they were gonna do more class. You know what I mean? Like casters got their heyday in Cataclysm. Rogues did too.
Well, I mean, in Lich King, they had Shadowmourne, but anybody could use that could use polearm or axis.
Okay, that's fair, but two-armed warriors wasn't really a thing then.
No, I know, but like rogues had theirs that were it was rogue only.
Caster or healers had a mace in Lich King.
Yeah, well, you had the mace in Lich King, yeah, the one from
Ulduar, yeah.
Which I have all the fucking ingots for on my Death Knight, but because it's not a class that I can use it be used on, I can't create the damn thing.
And then Pandaria was just a cape. Like that's not even fair.
And
I don't think there's any other.
Wad was a ring.
It was
Khadgar's ring, yeah. That was a legendary. And then Legion didn't have. They did have legendaries, but they weren't. They were all the different fucking armor pieces that were class based. And then.
Oh yeah, not the artifacts, right? You're talking about the craftables or whatever.
Yes, the ones you could get the things for and make. Well, no, you had craftable ones, but you had ones that dropped. You had legendaries that dropped in Legion that were armor that had special abilities on them because Death Knights had Cold Heart, which was when chains of ice stacked up to 20, it would do damage when you cast it and all that stuff. Yeah, you had legendary appearances or legendary items that were armor items in Legion. BFA, did they have a legendary?
Hold on, I got a whole list here. I got to go through this now. Where are we at? We're at BFA.
Yeah, did we have one in BFA?
Oh, that was a quick. Oh no, you're right. There was a lot of stuff in Legion.
Yeah, there was like each class had like 6 or 7 of them that they could get.
Legendaries?
Wow.
Yeah.
I forgot all about
Yeah.
that.
Well, you don't remember that?
The fucking
I do. I remember the ring now because I remember getting out of my priest.
That was WAD. Or no. Oh no. There was a ring. Legion, yeah.
Yeah, Legion. Yeah, that was the legendaries are like candy, pretty much. I remember now.
And did BFA have one? It had the cloak. Was the cloak legendary at the end?
The cloak was legendary. Yep.
Which that was great.
That was it.
Well, I guess because we got it from Rathian, it makes sense that it would be another cloak because that fucker can't do anything else. I know how to weave cloaks. You gotta
weave his hair too.
My.
So Ferris, Thunder Fury, in Classic, Warglaves, and the bow in BC. If you don't count the Kel'Thas encounter.
Well, yeah, that doesn't count because you can't keep them.
The hammer and then Shadowmourne and Lich King. Daggers and the staff and
the blue dragon staff.
Yeah. And then Pandaria just had the
cloak.
They only show the cloak here.
There was
there
was 3 of them
because it upgraded, right?
Well, you had one. You had ones for each class, or each spec.
Or was it?
Yeah, you had ones that had different effects. There was like 3 of them. I had I had 3 of them.
I never got that far. I think I ended on sigils at some point. Never finished that quest. So yeah, that was and your rings you're talking about.
Yeah, the Dadgar rings.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Legendaries are nice, but if you're just gonna give them away, like
they're not legendary.
Yeah, like to get like Sulfuris, you had to fucking make mats, farm shit to get this stuff. You know, find a blacksmith to make you the things, get the eye, all that stuff. It's like you had to work on it to get Thunder Fury. You had to get the bindings and go through a bunch of quests. Even the fucking Shadowmourne, and you had to farm the hammer from Ulduar, but that doesn't seem like it was that difficult because you would just get the items. You know what I mean? Like they didn't really.
At least with Shadowmourn, like
you had a weapon to use.
You had a weapon to use and upgrade.
Yeah, but there was a quest line behind it. There was a nice story. The daggers, there was a whole story behind it. You had to go collect shards or whatever and do a bunch of stuff. Like,
oh wait, Titan's Grip. That was in Lich King. Never mind. So that would have been valid. I didn't play a warrior in Lich King, so I don't really remember. But they had Single-Minded Fury and.
I don't think it was Single-Minded Fury. I don't think that was a thing, was it? Back then, it was just they had Titan Grip where you could do. Well, they probably just had.
I know it was Titan's Grip because I do remember that because that was amazing. And then
right. But I mean, but like once they started getting into the point where you were just, or they became like what did they call them? The welfare legendaries or whatever. You know, and like they just kind of lose their luster. It's just something to go out and grind for and get without like any feeling of excitement for getting it because you know you're pretty much guaranteed to get it.
In my opinion, a legendary should be one very, very rare to get on a very, very, very difficult boss. Not mythic only, because fuck that. And it should not be tradable. And if you already have it, then you should be buying lottery tickets, and 2,
well, I don't think that
no one gives a shit.
I don't even think that it should necessarily just be drops. I think, it should maybe a drop that starts a chain that you do to do it that's difficult and you have to get people to help you do it, kind of like you used to, and
I don't know. I get tired of stuff like that though. I want the random like holy crap, shit my pants. I didn't plan for this item. You know what I mean?
Oh God, not me.
Really?
Yeah,
I mean, you can't plan for it though. So
I hate
you can't
the
plan
RNG.
for it though. No. It's not RNG that you can even plan for. You just go in, and if it happens, it happens.
That's RNG.
No, that's beyond RNG. RNG is when people actually have to consider RNG is when it's within your range. That's when it's stupid, right? Because if you have a chance to, right, at that point, you're just baiting people to keep playing. That's it. Right. But if you go there and you have the chance to get this thing that almost never drops for anybody ever, and you get it, you can't plan for that. Like there's like, it is RNG based, but is not RNG in the sense that you can plan around that and eventually get it.
Yeah. I think what you're saying is that it's not to the point where hundreds of people are going to end up with it. It's going to be something that in the time frame, maybe tens of people may eventually get. It's just more like, worse than my chances of getting invincible.
See?
But
now that's RNG.
But I mean, like, even with like the sea turtle, right? That was an extremely low. I would consider that to be an extremely low drop rate. And then somebody gets it on like their first or second cast.
I saw that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
And I spent.
I saw somebody on Reddit as well. Sorry, I thought you were talking about the Reddit post.
No, I'm talking about her. Like,
that was a Reddit post that somebody got the achievement for fishing for the first time, and they got the turtle.
But I mean, it was like she got it like almost immediately, and so I spent all like when I was working nights and was able to take my computer in and play, or my laptop in and play. I spent like a month straight trying to get this damn thing. You know what I mean? And it was awesome when I got it, but, and sure, at the time, it probably felt like I was never going to get it and all that stuff. But it's one of those things where you're going to get it. It's like you're talking about something that there's no point in farming because the odds of getting it are so low that you would have to run it more times than are days left before the next expansion to even
and I don't see anything wrong with that as long as it's not like, I don't know. I mean, because I think it should have a little bit more power and just right, because it's not like people are going to go farm the shit out of it to the point where
it shouldn't be something
they have
that
an upper hand or anything.
It shouldn't be something that min-maxing is
and people shouldn't be able to trade it to Asmongold either. So.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's.
I don't get that.
It's not his fault. It's all the viewers' fault. That's what it is.
Well, I mean, I don't even understand why people have that mindset to just like give shit to people.
Jim took my mount. Simping on Jim.
God, I feel fucking dirty. I hate you.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm your only viewer, so technically it makes sense, right?
Yeah. I don't know. But yeah. So I guess we were saying June, and it's coming out in June, even though it's the end of June.
Did we say June? I think I was shooting for August at one point.
Well, I think last time we talked, like, man, June's almost over, and there's nothing. So it's probably not going to be until August and all that stuff. But I think we were initially talking June. So
maybe so. 7 months, right?
Yeah, it's going to be 7 months, if not closer to. I don't know. I don't know the exact time. I don't know if you count that from when the expansion launched or when like 905 came out. I don't know if you
or when 9.1 should have came out.
Yeah, I mean it. So what's coming out at the end of the month?
Nothing. Not that I know of, at least.
The only thing I know of is Ion Classic, and
that's coming out like 6 days before, though.
Yeah.
There's no way they're threatened by that.
No.
The New World game was the only thing that I think we talked about last week, but that was still over a month out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, but really, it's better to get it out now.
Well, yeah, it's better to get it out now.
They are going to lose people to that. Probably.
I think, I don't know. I don't know if, it always feels weird to wonder what the trigger was, or if, if there even is a trigger, or if they were just...
Well, it doesn't seem planned out. That's the thing. Like 12, hardly 2 weeks ahead of time. It doesn't seem as planned out as it should have been.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
It for being like this long of a time frame.
It feels like scrambling. Like
right.
Why didn't they say a month ago, be prepared in a month?
Yeah.
We're going to release.
Yeah.
Or at least what they should have done is when they got to a point and they said, all right, I think we've got everything settled up. We're going to go ahead and get this cleaned up.
Press the button.
What?
Just release it on the whim. Don't even tell anybody.
But yeah, I mean, if they would just, be like, all right, we're wrapping up our stuff. We've gone through all the feedback. We're fairly confident with what's going on. We've addressed all the major issues and all that stuff. We're gearing up to have a plan for this. But I guess they don't want to plan and announce something and then have to push it back because they've already done that song and dance.
Yeah, I know, but it's still like 12 days out. That's
nothing.
It just leaves enough room for people to speculate. And then when you get into it, the slightest little bugs people are going to get annoyed about or talk shit about or whatever it is.
Why did they release it so soon when it's so broken? Right. And it's just like, so soon?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I mean, I don't know. They should have, when they were ready, they should have said, all right, 3 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, give people time. Especially if people are playing other games and stuff like that. Give people time to wrap up enough.
Come back and do a few things. I finally got all my Sanctum stuff to rank 3 on my main character, finally. So now I can get all the
Sanctum?
Sorry. Oh, goodness, sorry.
I
couldn't help it.
Anyway, what'd you say, Brian?
What's Sanctum stuff?
Oh, what's Sanctum stuff?
You know where you dump your animal? You got the 4 different...
I know what you're talking about.
I just don't care.
I don't remember.
I just don't care.
I got my Abomination Factory up to rank 3.
I was thinking that same thing too. Sanctum. What was the Sanctum?
It's funny, the Abomination Factory stuff was one of the things I was actually excited about and I never wound up finishing it.
I just got it up to rank 3, so I think I unlocked the last ones that I have to go, like, give bodies to or whatever and start doing all their quests so they can start getting the achievements or whatever and get some T-Mog shit that I'm never going to fucking use. I don't know.
I'm sorry.
Somebody's allergic to WoW talk.
Oh, my God. No, I'm allergic to... the land, apparently.
The land.
The land.
Yeah, everybody, my whole household right now is
sniffling and coughing. It's horrible.
But, yeah, I don't know. I got my one fucking Alliance DK to 60. And then I went back to go do Waycrest Manor. And I killed the 3 witches. And then I went to go fight the branch dude that ties you up or whatever with the roots or whatever, and he just kills me.
Really?
Because I can't bust out of it. It's like I've tried all 3 specs. Well, I don't think I tried tank, but tank doesn't really have anything to do, because if I do something that's like an AoE, it can potentially break me out of the thing before I die.
Right.
Otherwise, if I don't have something to either cast right before he casts to do an AoE, or it doesn't last long enough, I just end up sitting there and die. It's annoying.
That sounds terrible.
But I'm going to get it one day. One day I'll have a Kultiran Death Knight.
Oh my God. I'm not
hey,
gonna lie.
Did you see the artwork on the Chains of the Dominion email? It's got...
No.
It's got Anduin, which looks badass.
Oh, you talking about like the Death Knight Anduin thing?
And then like right behind him is a huge haze of the jailer.
Yeah, I've seen that. It's pretty neat.
It looks so cool.
Yeah,
Really
it'll
awesome.
be interesting to see how that plays out. I wonder what they're going to do with him. I wonder if it's
Something
just going to
good.
be like, oh, they did a whole story thing, and he goes and stabs the Archon, and then we free him, and he's not a bad guy
Well,
anymore.
You
Yay.
know they're not going to kill him. Like
I don't want them to kill him. I want him to be fucking a pawn for the rest of the expansion.
yeah.
You know what?
I want him to turn into a straight baddie.
Well, that's never gonna fucking happen.
Well, like you know what I'm saying? Like she convinced him or something, or he's finally like, you know what? All those terrible things, screw it, and take. He goes to the dark side type thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
That would at least be interesting.
But that's not going to be the case because of the cinematic where he stabbed the Archon. He had that brief moment of clarity where he's like, "What the fuck am I doing? Holy shit!" Where he was.
Oh God.
Yeah, he's
That's what I
not.
saw.
Yeah, he's
Oh
not.
my
he's
God.
not, he's not Breaking Bad. Yeah, it would be nice though to like just have that kind of just have him out of commission for a while. Make him go fucking just kill Jaina and then
Oh my
then we
God.
can free him.
Jeez, that would be crazy.
Wow.
Make him go burn down some other trees and
Oh.
yeah. Oh.
Wow.
Ardenweld, yeah, that'd be great.
Your favorite zone.
God damn.
I think there's going to be a lot of stuff to do with Ardenweald, unfortunately.
Oh my God. You guys are terrible.
Well, it seems like it's going to be like the main story focus because they're going to like try to get the shit from the Winter Queen.
The Winter Queen.
It has been a long day. You
I
will
know.
stop it.
I will.
Winter
I will. Stop.
Because I mean, who else? The Winter Queen. I won't say it again. And because I already got the Archon. There's nobody else.
Finally get to see. Well, we finally get to see the Primus. That's exciting.
Oh yeah. What else was there? I think Arthas is going to be in there. I've been seeing like some stuff about Arthas being involved somehow. Unless,
Yeah, I don't think it was much. I don't remember what I read, but I don't know. I know that they showed Grosh is in one of the boss fights in the raid. Like he's not a
Is it like
person
another fucking one with the Sun King dude?
yes,
Kael'thas, where
it's a lot like that actually.
Jesus, let's just go ahead and redo everything. Let's just have the same fucking raid again.
Yeah. No, dude, the raid looks amazing. I don't know if you looked at the artwork in the raid, but it looks awesome. It's like Lich King Citadel, Ice Crown Citadel on steroids with no ice. Like it all looks amazing. 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 Ketchup armor.
I don't know. I'm excited. I think it'll be fun to kind of get back into it and check out the raid stuff and just kind of see what's going on. So I don't know. So I guess 9.1's been announced and it just doesn't seem like it's quite the hype train that it could have been. What else we talked about? We talked about legendary stuff. And about just like the different things and about how we talked about worlds and how zones kind of don't feel like big enough anymore. But yeah, I guess everyone, thanks for listening to our
Rambling.
our unenthusiastic discussion about 9.1. I think we're kind of all across the board about our anticipation levels for it. I don't know. It'll be interesting.
I'm ready.
Yeah, I'll be ready. I'm ready to play again. With like some of the current content. So anyway, you guys can check us out at facebook.com/server-restartin, or you can shoot us a tweet at server_restart, and Catch you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.